G'day guys, welcome to Tuesday night in the man cave. Alright, so it's not night time, it's daytime. It's Man Cave Tuesday. Alright, so what we've got going on in this video is, I'm going to grab my list. This is all rush because it's a silly season. We've just gotten over Christmas and all the family bits and pieces all over the joint. Alright, so I do a bit of heat gunning on sun-aged plastic fenders on the motorbikes. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but that's coming up. Check out what Nay's up to in the Woodshed. Do a whole lot more on the wood heater, and I use a new tool, which is the little handheld Sandblaster. Bit of quick storm action here at the man cave, and the budget bike build where I rip heaps and heaps of stuff off the bike, the Virago 250. Cool. Now, because this is all rush, this is actually Tuesday. I've normally done this last night, so I've only got 6 hours to do this bit, edit that bit, render it, upload it to Tuesday, upload it to YouTube so that it's available at 6 o'clock tonight. Cool. Oh, so where are we going? Check out these, the heat gun and the fenders. Cool. Rightio, so what I'm trying to do is have a bit of a play and see if I can make this part of the guard. Now this is a guard off that little KX80, Kawasaki KX80, that's been sitting here for ages and I still haven't got around to doing anything with it. So this is the back part of the guard, which doesn't normally get direct sunlight on it, so you can see that that is a really nice green. But as you come around, we hit this, so it's all started to whiten up and it's gone that crappy green colour. So you can see there's been stickers here, but even that's a crappy green colour as opposed to that. So I seen on YouTube where people use a hot gun to re-blacken like bumpers and not mud flap, guard skirts, you know, when they get that real white colour, grey colour to it. And I seen them using this and it seemed to actually work. Now, they did say that there's a certain way of doing it to try and stop it from streaking, but the one that I seen, I think it was Bleeping Jeeps or something like that, he'd done it, and I think it was a couple of weeks after all the streaking had actually disappeared and it all mellowed out to be the same, and it seemed to work. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a bloody shot. Rightio guys, so I'm going to whack on this little attachment here. So try and give us a straight angle like that. Now I haven't tried to clean this up too much. I gave it a bit of a wipe over. I'm not fussing too much with it. Alright, let's see how it goes. Well, I'll be buggered. That's actually worked. So it's practically like re-melting that plastic and then it's resetting it. So even the scratches have kind of like, I reckon if you worked on it hard enough, a lot of these scratches have actually come out. They've like just melted and then just kind of, you know, where it's a scratch like that, it's melted and then it's re-come out like that. So I reckon that's a bloody win. I'll show you a bit closer. Rightio, so it's still quite warm, but it's I can touch it now. So there you go, look at that. So there's the difference. So it's still not as good as that green there. But I tell you what, I mean, there's a big difference there. And where the stickers were, that green has actually come up. It's nearly come up like that. So I reckon I'm not going to do any more of that. So that heat gun absolutely works. What I need to do when I get round to it, I'm not going to do it now, but what I would do is properly clean this up. And I reckon I could even sand this, like if you had certain marks in there that it was kind of like you couldn't wash out, I believe no, let's do it. Rightio, so I'm going to sand this, and I'd actually just bought these foam pads. This is for the Virago, the budget bike build. So they've got different doodads. So I'm going to start with the 60, then I'll go to the 80, and then I'll go to the 150, and then we're going to heat gun it. Rightio guys, so just take a good look at that. That's what we've started with. Alright guys, so there we go, that's what we've got. Ended up getting that the sander out just to make it quicker because it was taking a bit to bloody rub it out. Rightio guys, let's see what happens now. Rightio, I'll just let that dry for a minute. Just going to have a shot on this, on the good side, see if that does anything. Rightio guys, so this is the, so I sanded this and then reheated it. I don't believe the sanding has made any bloody difference really. So I wouldn't bother with the sanding, just give it a good wash and a scrub clean and then just hit it with that hot gun, and that, look at that, I mean that's just huge bloody difference. Now on the side that was good, so I just hit that with the heat gun. So you can see that's what it was, and then with the heat gun, hey bloody presto! I reckon that is awesome. So there you go, if you've got tired old plastics and you want to get a bit of colour back into them, hit them with the old heat gun. Cool, back to the man cave. Rightio, so it's a little bit quiet in the woodshed. I've got to be careful here that I don't show you the Virago bike, because coming up you're going to see what this bike looks like right now. But you can't see it before you see the stuff coming up. So, Nay, what are you doing in there? Is doing all this, but I think she's got one in here that she might have gotten a little bit further on. So we'll go and have a look. Hello, 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 what we got in here?
Noise, mess.
Oh, I didn't hear any noise.
Oh, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I've been making a hell of a racket. I'm surprised the neighbours haven't knocked on the door.
No. Wow, well there you go. So, this is a chair similar to what we've got.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, out in the man cave.
Well, it will be when it is finished.
Yeah. So Nay had a lot of spare time on her hands, so she thought she'd go and make 4 chairs for the kids.
Yes. A lot of spare time, meaning 3 days.
3 days, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, you're crazy.
Oh, we'll see. I might not get them done.
No, and that's
fine.
that's the thing. Yeah, it's not a rush. It's not a panic job or anything.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Just for fun.
that's where the it's going to come up that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Oh, you're getting there. I reckon you might actually get them done.
Oh, come on. You don't believe that for a second.
No.
I might.
All right. I'll leave you to it.
Just a quick update on the old nay in the bloody woodshed.
These are those chairs that she's making. So she's got 4 of them. So now all she's got to do is the backs. And now I believe 2 are going to be plain like Nay's chair, and 2 are going to be themed. And I think one's going to be Punisher and the other one's going to be Batman. So it's the 2 boys and the 2 girls.
So Christmas is coming, and I think she might actually have a chance at getting it done.
Rightio guys, it's very late at night. As you can see there, it is 12:30. Let's see what Nay's up to. Rightio. Yep, just as I thought. She is still going on these chairs. Do you know what time it is?
No.
It's 12:30.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Well, but I'm
Yeah, you're doing marvellous.
so close.
Getting so. Oh yeah, so you've cut those.
Yep.
So these 2 chairs will have the backs on.
Yeah, essentially, I've just got to put the 3 boards like across the 3 brace boards,
Yep.
and then they can be slotted in and screwed in, and then we have the trickster ones.
Yeah. Punisher and Batman.
Yeah, or maybe just 2 Punishers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm making this shit up as we go along.
I like the Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it because it might be easier.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think I'm winning.
Yep. So it's Friday night. So you've still got Saturday. Sunday's out for us because we've got to go down to Melbourne, family stuff. So that's it. Tomorrow's your last chance to get it done.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Sunday late night, obviously. All right. Holy crap, guys. It's 4:15 on Saturday the 23rd of December. What is she doing? Having fun? Oh, sorry. Whoops. You got the sewing machine going, have you?
Yes. Can you not scare the...
Yeah, okay, sorry, especially when you're dealing with stuff like that. Alright, I'm going to show them what you're up to out here.
Okay.
Alright, so she has... These are all on there. They're done. Those 2 chairs are done. And she's in the middle of... I was having a look before and she had the other bits out. She's obviously doing the tracing. So that's the Punisher. Still got a bit more cutting out to do, I think. But yeah, so the 2 Punishers are going to be on there. Geez, that was a nasty sound.
No, just pulled on the blade.
Oh. Cool, so you're getting there. I reckon you might win.
Yeah. What can you see out there?
Well, it's only half a Punisher.
Oh, you've got to set the other one up.
Well, hurry up, quick. People's you're wasting people's time.
You're very nasty. You know that, don't you?
Yep.
And obviously this bit has to still be cut
Cut
out.
out.
On the eyes.
Yeah. So that's the Punisher. Cool bananas.
Fabulous.
Excellent. Rightio, guys. It's 8:30 on Saturday, and look at this. She has done it. Look at those. So we've got 2 Punishers and 2 Standards, all done. So apparently these will be given as they are, and they will select what colour they want painted or stained or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the 2 girls, obviously they're girls, so they'll have opinions.
Yep.
Matthew will more than likely either go black
Yep.
or stain. And Brody, who knows? He could go purple polka dots. For all we know.
That's
He's
it.
Brody.
Cool. Done deal. There we go.
You gonna sit in it?
You're a bloody legend. All right, okay, yeah, you can film me. Oh, bloody fantastic. Good stuff. Jesus. Rightio guys, so we're back into the old, oh shit. Rightio guys, so we're back into the old wood stove. So now what we've got to get done is I've got to build a latching system so that I can lock that shut. What I'm going to use is just a bit of gal steel here. I'll drill a hole through here, and with this nut and bolt system, the bolt end will go through there, and then I'll bring it closer. So my idea is that I'll have that bit of strap that runs through there. I'll drill a hole through that, drill a hole through here. This bolt will come through and stick out the other end. I'll nut that on. But then what I'll do is I'll actually weld that nut onto here. So then basically I can adjust it with a spanner if it gets too tight or too loose for that strap to move up and down. Right, so that's going to be bolted on there. This will get bent to come around. For a handle, I'm just going to use a bolt like that. Weld it on there, same as what I did with the goanna cooker. So then that'll give me a handle to knock this up and down. And then I've got to get something here welded to latch onto. Cool, let's get into it. Rightio guys, so let's see. I got a bit close to the bolt on there. Well, let's have a look and see whether we can still... Ah, look at that. Brilliant. Come down for a closer look. Look at that. Bloody marvellous. So now all I've got to do is cut that off, and this little section
Should be bloody done.
Rightio, here's the close-up. So that's the nut welded on there, and then on this side we've got this. So, oh, careful not to bloody burn yourself, guys. So time will only tell whether this is going to be a pain in like undoing itself or not, but I reckon that should be pretty bloody good. Alright, so now we've just got to do our bit to latch onto. Ah, that's not going to work because now I can't open it too far. I wonder if that, oh well, I suppose if I have it, yeah. Alright, so I can't go past that and then clonk. Alright, cool. Rightio, so to make this thing to be able to latch onto something, I've just found this in me bloody box of bullshit. I think that was from the Goanna cooker, so that's a an old barbecue grill. I can't even remember what part of it came out of, but I'm just going to cut some stuff out of this, put it on there, cut a little groove, and hopefully that'll be the bloody job. Rightio guys, so I've just, that's our little piece, our little latch holder doovalaki. Gonna whack that on there, and then that should catch like that, and then should hold it in there.
Holy shit balls, guys, check this out.
Look at that for a weld. Oh my god, see, every now and then you just get that one good run. On the other side though, where I first started, not so much. Granted, that's still gonna work, it's just not as pretty as that. Oh my god, look at it. I'll have to frame it and stick it on the wall. Rightio guys, I reckon this is a bloody done deal. Off, open, shut. That's a pretty good thing, and obviously it's metal and bendy. It can be adjusted if it gets a bit out of whack or whatever. But I reckon that's, oh, I love it. Now, I've got to clean up all this shit that I've got out here, and I've got a very special tool that I've purchased, which was for the Virago budget bike build. But I'm going to first test it on this. Hang on. Rightio guys, so what the toy that I've bloody got myself is a Sandblaster. So it's a gravity fed Sandblaster. So basically that top bit there, you put your sand or whatever you've got in there, hook this to the compressor that I've already got, and away we bloody go. So
Can't remember how much this was, might have been 60 bucks or something like that. I mean, all up, and I got this, apparently it's glass beads. So that's 10 kilos worth of glass beads. So instead of using sand, and you get a lot of bloody dust and crap going everywhere, apparently this has got very little dust to happen. So what I've got to do is I've got to grab this. Got to grab the wood heater. I'm going to take it out into the carport. I reckon that's going to be the best place to do it, so I don't have glass beads bloody going into the lawn. And if it's in the carport, at least I can sweep all that shit up. Cool, so I'll open this stuff up and we'll have a quick look at it. Rightio guys, so I've got this thing out. It looks pretty simple. I think that thing there, yep, goes in there, screws on there. Done. This is obviously where we put the gizmo stuff. And then I'll put a threaded one of the connectors into that, and then I'll be able to just hook onto my air compressor. That should be it. Oh, now you'll notice I've taken this pipe off because I don't need to sandblast that. Now, this glass stuff, I can get this bloody thing off. Ugh. Oh, there's glass coming out everywhere. Ugh. Oh, come off. So look at that. So it literally is tiny little glass beads. Hopefully you can see that. Rightio, so for all you guys that like to look after my health, thank you very much. I will be wearing a mask. I will wear eye protection when doing this stuff, because obviously I don't want glass, because obviously those beads are going to shatter when they hit the surface of what it's doing, which then helps that break up, I think, I'm guessing here. So I don't want all those, I don't want to breathe in sharp bloody glass bits and pieces into my air tract, and I certainly don't want it in my eyes. Alright, I'll go set up out there and we'll start sandblasting. Rightio guys, so I've got my little connector put on there. Got our glass beads out here. Got myself a little paint cap. Scoop up my beads. Right, just open that up. Beautiful. Rightio, so hook me line in, like that. That means that we should be ready to go. I've got it regulated so that it's going to be on that 90 PSI is what they say. So I'll get me protective gear on and then we'll start bloody sandblasting and see if this thing works. Rightio guys, here we go. Ouch! Wow. That is spraying back at me and hitting me. Alright, I've got to reassess this. It's not quite working the way I thought it was going to work. Oh, what's on? Off, on, off. Alright, hang on. Hang on a minute. Oh, okay. Rightio guys, so now I've got a bit more bloody protection. I'm not holding out much hope for this. That's on. Ah. It's working, but I don't know, I reckon a flappy paddle bloody on the grinder might be, for this particular application, I'll bring us down. Rightio guys, so here's the verdict. Yes, it does do what it's supposed to do. I'll give you a close up. So this is where I've managed to do. Now that's taken 2 lots of the hopper to get that bit there done. So I think for this application, it's, I don't know, I'd just much rather use the grinder with the fluffy paddle. Obviously what I'll do now is I'm just going to go all over this, grind it all up, and there will be spots where I can't get to with the grinder, and I think that's where that Sandblaster is going to come into its own. Plus this stuff will most probably be pretty, you know, hard baked on too, you know, being that it's a compressor. I don't know, maybe I'm, whatever. Alright, so I'm just going to leave this, this bloody stuff. Next week I'll have this all sanded up and ready to fire it up. We'll fire it up and most probably get it all painted, and maybe we get it painted, then we'll fire it up the next one. I don't know. Back to the bloody man cave. Hang on a minute, before we get back to bloody man cave Tuesday, I want it. This is the problem when I'm bloody trying something for new and I'm videoing it as I do it, and I start talking without really kind of like thinking about it because I've got the camera going, trying to be bloody quick, blah blah blah, get to the next thing. So I'm looking at this, and I tell you what, it does do a really good job. It's just going to take a lot of media or medium or glass bloody whatever to get something of this size done. I don't know whether that bucket would, I think the bucket would do it. But now looking at it, and I'm thinking, well, it is a whole lot better than grinding on this thing. I mean, when I look where I'm grinding, I'm actually taking metal. I'm not just taking the paint off, I'm taking paint and metal. I'm doing it unevenly. Whereas with that sandblasting, from what I can tell, it's really only taking off the paint, and it's not actually affecting the metal. So depending, like I was saying, depending on what application, that is a really good thing. The problem is, the other thing is that it makes a hell of a mess out there. There was glass everywhere, and when I was looking in the footage, you could see the shit flying. It was it was bloody everywhere. I've just swept it all up. It was not a big deal. So I'm thinking, when I go to do the rims on the bike and all those spokes, that will most probably, this thing will most probably come into its own, as opposed to, I just couldn't grind on all the spokes, and I wouldn't want to do that, all the rim. And apart from trying to hand sand, I think that's going to be a whole lot better. All right, I'm shutting up, guys. Now we can go back to Man Cave Tuesday. Jeez, guys, I don't know. The weatherman doesn't know whether his ass is on bloody fire. Apparently, Bendigo there was not going to be any more storm. Jesus, it's coming down. That's Victorian weather for you. 1 minute it's sunshine and the next minute it's bloody storming. Love it. Rightio guys, so as I said last week, give me a couple of minutes and I'm going to have a lot of this stuff ripped down. I just wanted to quickly show you first though was this front tyre. So that's off the thing. See how that does not spin? I believe that's because of the brake is partly jammed on. Alright, let's get these wheels off. We'll start with the back one. Alright guys, that is the back wheel out. Rightio guys, front wheel. Rightio guys, so this is where the front wheel's a bit bloody stuck in there because of the brake caliper. There you go. And off there. Front wheel done. I'll just quickly show you this caliper. Yeah, you can look at that. So I think that'll be getting a big clean up, and I'd say I'll be replacing those pads, the brake pads. Beautiful. Mudguard done. There you go, folks. Alright, one pod. Obviously already undone it all. Couple of bolts. Now I'm leaving the bolts in there. So depending on, sometimes I'll leave the bolts in the parts or sometimes I'll leave it with the bike. That way I know where it goes, and it just depends on where it is. Cool. Having one of these things, a little magnetic bloody doodad, when you drop washers or bits and pieces and they go flying under bloody here, makes it easy to get it. Alright, we'll get this other pod off. Rightio, so this pod, it's a little bit different the way it's set up because it's basically a dummy. There's a screw on top and a screw on the bottom. That just brings this off. And then what we have is basically what you can see there, and the only thing that this houses is that, you might remember me talking about the thermostat. So that thermostat is actually for wherever the carby is, just in there, a little hot wire in there, so when it's starting cold. So this will get relocated. It's just actually mounted. I'm going to put some WD-40 on that so I don't wreck that rubber when taking it off. That'll just get mounted up in there. These guys, check that out, eh? That is, you can't move that at all. That should slide backwards and forwards. I'll see if I can move it, but I think this might just take a bit of time. We'll just have to, bit by bit, work on that. There we go. Cool, that is savable. Give that a real good clean up and that'll be all good again. So I'm just taking off this plastic side cover. There was 3 of those JIS bloody screws, which I'm managing to do with a normal bloody Phillips head. But down here, they decided that, can you see that? I have to take this off just to get that cover off. Obviously that cover doesn't, I don't know, I suppose you don't have to take these covers off very often to do any maintenance, but it just seems a silly idea. So that's the gear selector, and that plastic thing goes around that. So if you want to take this off, you have to remove this as well. Call me crazy, but that's the way it is. Rightio guys, so we now have a floppy Duvallaki. I'll put this nut that I've pulled out back in where it came from. I know where it goes. So now, this should come out. So yeah, there's a fair amount of crud in there to come out. So yeah, I think that's a real, I don't know. It's just the way it is. Cool. Alright, take these side. Oh, how do they? Oh yeah, all right, yep, cool. Yeah, always a good idea. I didn't take these off to start with because I wanted to see. I couldn't tell how they were fitted, but it's just a push on and then it's a lip around and push. Cool. So this side should be the same. Just make sure I'm pulling the right. One side's going to be a push on and the other one's. So that should be, yeah, cool. Cool bananas. All right. 2 side plates off. Okay, stop the bloody clock. I reckon I've had about 2 minutes worth of stuff and there's heaps gone off this bike already. So give me a bit of bloody slack and we'll continue along. Now, I just want to, as I'm doing this, because I want you guys to, it's a little bit educational. I mean, I'm not an expert, as you guys know. Just in, I don't know, you know what I mean. I watch videos and I pick up little things and bits and pieces. So this WD-40, or the Maxima bloody MPPL or whatever, any of these dewatering, bloody rust loosening types of sprays is what I'm just, every time I do it, even before I try, just because there's so much rust and they've bought it and I don't think they've done too much to it. So I'm just spraying that. So I'm spraying it on the front, I'm spraying it on the back, and then I'm getting in and then I'm trying to loosen it. And it just goes, it's just that initial corrosion, just breaks, and it comes out, and like all the nuts and bolts that are coming out, you can see they're just, the parts that aren't hitting the air, they're like brand new. Bloody ripper. So I was just about to take off this thing here, so I've just sprayed the 3 screw things. So yeah, there's still heaps of these screws. So basically I'm just, and I haven't managed to strip one or even just skip yet. So I just put that firmly in there, put some pressure on, and then oh yep, got it, cool. I thought I bloody skipped it. Oh, yep, got it, beauty. One last one down here. Oh, can't push too much. Whoa. Settle down there, mate. We don't want you falling off. Oh. Mate, can I get you to give me a hand? If you can't see that, she's clapping. Can you just hold that bike there, stop it while I push really hard?
You're pushing towards me?
Towards you, yeah. Got it. Beautiful. Thank you very much, baby. You're an absolute treasure. Beautiful. One shitty looking chain guard removed. Rightio guys, it's dark time, we've had tea, you can hear that noise, it's in the bloody woodshed, nothing I can do about it. So now I want to take off this back fender. There's a screw here that was actually holding that on. I couldn't get that off with the normal screwdriver, so what I had to use was the, what do they call them, impact bloody screwdriver thing. You belt the end of it and it bloody gets it off. So use that to loosen that, and hey presto, no worries at all. So So now I've got to take these two off and the shock ones, and then I think, oh, and I've got to disconnect the wires here. This side does that blinker, this side does that blinker and the tail light. So if I disconnect these, I'll get fed through and taken away with that all in one unit. Rightio guys, so I have a nut on the other side that I had to hold because this was just spinning. Beautiful. Now I've got to work out, I'll have to cut those zip ties. Cool, and then we just got these to pull apart. And now that's free to come away with that. So on this side, everything is color coded, all different wires, so I should be pretty well right. Done. Alright, so now I just got the shocks. Rightio guys, let's see what happens when we pop this out. I always get worried about doing this. Ouch. Beautiful. One off. Done. Two shocks off. Rightio guys, so Ziploc bag, and I've written on there shocks and mainframe or what, all those, because all those bolts and bits and pieces, because they can't sit in that because there's nothing to screw in, they just fall out, and I can't have them on the frame because I'm going to be doing stuff there. Cool. Rightio guys, so I thought I had them all out, but there's a bolt on that side and obviously one on that side, and I've also got to feed those wires out too. Then we should be right to get this back guard off. Rightio, get these wires fed through. Oh no, in actual fact I don't need these wires fed through just yet, because they're just coming straight out. Alright. Rightio guys, we're just about there. I've got one side off. Wiggle this one. Just about there we go. There's a bit of bloody weight in that. There we go. Cool, so yeah, there's a big there's an inner guard, and I know when people drop lower them, they actually take that guard out, that one there, to give them more clearance. Cool, so that is all off. Rightio guys, there it is. So the only thing I didn't get off was the tank. I was planning on having that tank off, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do that, have that in next week's. I think this video stuff's gone on long enough. Now I gave the frame just a quick wipe up, and I tell you what, I'm really happy with it. It just looks in really good bloody nick. You know, there's some obviously places down low where you're going to get flick ups and stuff like that, but that's just tiny. You can tell it's just surface, so that'll just get knocked over and then repainted. That will be sweet. The only major thing that I've got at this stage, which is more a cosmetic thing, obviously the forks have been hit with, have got stone chips and they've rusted. So now you've got these pits. You can see I've already started to give them a go, because they were not quite as bad as those ones up there, but that's what they were rusted like that. So from a functionality point, they're not going to be an issue. It's more from a visual point, and I don't know whether I will, but I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can buff them out without, you know, being detrimental to it. that side's not as bad. And then of course all this stuff, that's no problems whatsoever. I'll get rid of all that rusty stuff. I believe these, no, I don't know yet. I'm thinking, yeah, what I'm going to do is I started here because there was some, actually on here, it had this type of effect, was on this one, and I gave that just a quick buff, and I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's all good, if you know what I mean. I can get that back to bare metal. So these, because these are aluminium, I think they should be, I'll actually shine all these up. I've actually done these on shocks before, and you can get these coming up bloody absolutely beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the time on these to get these all shinied, because the wheels, I think the wheels are too far gone to try and get them back to chrome. So I'm going to black them out so they'll get all sanded all back and everything, and then they'll just get coated black. Alright, I think I'm just waffling at this stage. So next week, got to pull all these bits and pieces off. We've got to pull all this stuff off, bloody exhaust pipes and everything. Just keep pulling stuff off, and then we shall start the cleaning of the individual pieces and painting and all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully, as we get more bits and pieces, then we'll start putting it all together and all that kind of stuff. Now, I will mention that I did try to look at getting a new set of front forks, and to get them from China, it was over $400. So it was like budget bike build, 400. That does not compute. So we just got to work on buffing those things out, trying to make it look pretty. Obviously, I'll get those seals done and they'll get reoiled, so they'll be back to bloody being sweet. Alright guys, so that's it. Budget bike build Virago 250 is on track. If you want to support the bloody bike build, get on Patreon and jump on them bloody, get yourself, and then you might be able to buy the bike. Cool. Alright, back to Man Cave Tuesday. Well, there you go guys, that's Man Cave Tuesday done and bloody dusted. Hope you enjoyed it. So now, hope everybody had a great Christmas. New Year's is fast approaching. I've actually already done, for the crew guys, I've done an update. I've let those guys know what's happening in 2018 with the channel and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully before the next Man Cave Tuesday, I'll get up an update, a channel update for you guys. And we, with the whole crew, the Patreon, on Patreon it has, you set goals for as you get more money or whatever. And we just hit our second, what would you call that? What would you call that? No? Tier? Second goal tier, which means that me and they have to do something. And so I'll update you all on that. Alright, I'm shutting up. I've got to get this bloody edited. Cool. Keep on riding, guys, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.